Hello YouTubians, it's the Golden Rule. Time for my next video review. So this time, I'm back on Netflix, and I'm going to give a 4 COVID balls out of 5. Yes, 4 out of 5 for Fauda. Why? Because it's pretty good. It's about the Mossad. It's about the Shin Bet security forces in Israel and occupied Palestine. And the reason I give it a 4 out of 5 is because it's probably the most realistic and balanced show regarding the Palestinian-Israeli conflict that I've seen in a long time. It's filmed in Israel and Palestine, so that gives it some raw, gritty, reality-type feel to it. It also isn't completely Israeli in terms of its view on life. It gives about 75% Israeli and then 25% Palestinian. When I say 25% Palestinian, they're much more sympathetic to the Palestinian cause than you would think from Israeli directors and producers. They really detail in the character development how hard it is for the Palestinians, and believe me, it's hard. As many of you know, I've lived both in Israel and Palestine, and got a business in Palestine that I'm still a part of. So 4 out of 5. So a little bit more about it. You don't want to watch it with your parents or your kids, because every 7th episode or so, there's some kind of graphic sex that you start blushing about. I mean, we're not talking Game of Thrones type stuff, but it's definitely R-rated because of the sexual scenes, the nudity, and the violence that you're going to see on there, because there is a lot of realistic violence. It also illustrates, and I'm going to show you where it is on Netflix in a second, but it also illustrates really the difficulty there is in finding a lasting peace, because the Palestinians, even if they wanted to have peace, if you look at the way their lives are constructed, because they're under the occupation, if they are perceived as reaching out and doing business with the Israelis or any kind of discussion with the Israelis, then the people that are in charge of the militant arms, because they're in a militant civil war from Hamas, Fatah, and the other smaller militias, would list you as being a collaborator, and that would be the end of your family. And again, if you do anything that's anti-Israeli, chances are you're going to get your house bulldozed or blown up. And they show all this. So if you're a Palestinian, you really are stuck between a rock and a hard place. You either have to support the militants, because if you don't, you're a collaborator, or you have to just not get along with the Israelis, even if you may want to. And it shows some of the people there have Israeli passports and stuff, and about 10% of the Israeli citizens are Arab. And the Arabs, the Palestinians that have that, you get this sense from watching it that although they might be labeled as collaborators, they have a better life. And then you've got the tension on the Israeli side on who do you deal with, who do you trust, who's trying to kill you and who isn't. And the Israelis have an equally distorted view of life because they're afraid the Palestinians are going to try to kill them and drive them back into the sea. So it's a great show. 4 out of 5 for COVID balls out of 5. I strongly recommend it, but it is R-rated. And it does give an open view, in my estimation, of both the Palestinian side and the Israeli side, although it is more slightly weighted towards the Israelis. There's one other thing I like about it. I've had some difficulties in marriages in the past. Luckily, I've got a good one now. But in the past, I had a couple bad exes. And I fought for custody, that kind of thing. And the characters in this show had the same kind of problems where they're fighting to see their kids, or you have custody battles and stuff. You see them working hard, long hours, and then their ex won't let them see their kids, and then the kids start hating them because the ex poisons their mind. And I really relate to that because I've had that happen to me. So I think that the director or the producer, they must have gone through some of the things I've gone through with some bad exes too. So I kind of like it from that perspective too. Anyway, I hope that you like it. Let's go take a look at it so you can find it on Netflix. Okay, here's Fauda, what I was talking about. 93% of the people like it. It's an Israeli show. So after retiring from the defense force, Duran, who's a famous actor in Israel, is working the vineyard. Blah blah blah. It goes on, but basically he's an Arab Jew, and it goes through his life. So here he is, and that's one of the villains from the first season, I guess. I'm in the middle of the third season. So Fauda is an Arabic for chaos. So it's basically a show in Israel. And so basically the main character is Doron Cavillo, portrayed by Lior Raz. So he has a big divorce with Gali, his wife. So Ido, his son, doesn't like him anymore. But anyway, he's a badass. This guy is a total badass. And in real life, this is him. He's 48. He's an actor and a screenwriter. I believe that he, before he was an actor, was in the military. Yeah, and he served in October of 1990, an Arab-Palestinian terrorist stabbed her to death, his girlfriend. Wow, in Jerusalem. And then that guy was released in 2011. So that must have really had a bad hold on this guy. So after his military service, Raz lived in the U.S., and he worked in a security contracting firm, and he was a bodyguard of Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was the governor. So he really is a badass in real life. So anyway, that's him, and I hope that you watch the show. 4 out of 5. So I hope that you join my series, all my series. I'm going to give you some reviews of all the Netflix shows that I've had to watch during the lockdown, and because I've lived everywhere on the planet and I've had all kinds of crazy experiences in life, I think I can give you a unique perspective of what's cool to watch and what isn't cool to watch. So please like and subscribe and hit the bell button for all the notifications so you can see my hopefully daily updates of what to watch and what not to watch. So you'll be looking for the COVID ball, and hopefully we can find a show that's worthy of a 5 out of 5. But Fauda, I give it a 4 out of 5. So like, subscribe, and hit that button.